Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you haven't seen me before, my name is Katrina and I create a lot of content on how to just up-level your life and enjoy being your highest self. So today we're talking about gap years and sabbaticals. And if you didn't know, you do not have to be someone that just graduated from college to take a gap year. And you can take a sabbatical at any age, whether it's paid or unpaid. So let's get started. So a sabbatical is a little different from a gap year. A gap year is usually when traditionally it's people that take a year off in between high school and college, or in between college and starting their full-time career. That does not necessarily have to be the case. You can take a sabbatical at any time. I ended up taking a sabbatical about 3 years into my career, and it was the best decision I've ever made for my adult life because it gave me a break, it gave me a chance to breathe and to pursue some of my own dreams outside of like my standard 9 to 5. So what are the benefits of taking a sabbatical? 1, it can relieve burnout. 2, it can allow you to go after some passions or dreams that you cannot necessarily do within your day-to-day. 3, it can allow you to really support others in your life if anybody needs love or support at the time. And 4, it's really just a nice breather to maybe consider another lifestyle. Something that you don't really do in your day-to-day, and just kind of enjoy and see what you may need to be working toward. And if you enjoy the sabbatical, you may decide that, the FIRE lifestyle, financial dependence, retire early is for you. You may find some new passions, you may meet new friends, the love of your life, you never know. But it gives you that time to really commit to doing something outside of your day-to-day. So how to ask for time off to do a sabbatical. I think that's the most important thing that people struggle with. And surprisingly, I didn't know I could take a sabbatical. I used to work in the aerospace industry and I really was trying to leave my job. I was trying to quit. I told them I want to travel the world, I want to be free, I want to work here. And they were like, okay, calm down. You can do all that. You don't need to quit. You can do a sabbatical and we'll not pay you, right? But you'll be able to leave for up to 6 months and come back. And it was great. Absolutely loved it. Highly encourage people to do it. You'd be surprised. There's a lot of things already connected to your job where they may allow you to take a non-paid leave of absence. Now, if you would like to do a paid leave of absence, that is completely different. Some employers will allow you to do a sabbatical and use some of your leave that you already have, like your PTO, to cover part of that. Others will not let you do that. There's also the big conversation about what happens to your benefits while you're on sabbatical, and we'll talk about that a little bit later in this video. But for now, definitely speak to your management, speak to your HR, and see if they offer sabbatical or a leave of absence. Sometimes it's just written as LOA. There are, some reasons that they'll allow you to do that naturally that are federally required, such as Family Medical Leave Act, which is FMLA. But if you're just trying to take a sabbatical for you and you don't want to use FMLA, that is completely fine. Just see if a leave of absence, unpaid, is an option. And then maybe if you're lucky, there'll be a paid option as well. But fingers crossed on that one. I would also encourage you guys to ask them, to just explain why you want to take that leave, how it may make you a better employee coming back on the other side. And also, if you do plan on doing any missionary work, that usually comes with a longer option of what you can do for leave of absence. Usually a lot of companies are supportive of missionary work, whether you're doing like a short Peace Corps stint or you sign up with a church. Doesn't matter. A lot of times they will fully support that. You just need to make that clear to them, and boom, you'll start filling out the paperwork. So let's say you decide to do a extended trip on your own, and now you have to plan it. That can be a little overwhelming. I planned most of my trip during my sabbatical. I had planned to do about 5 months out of the country, and I ended up doing 3. I will tell you to not overplan because unlike a traditional vacation, you're not subjected to a 2 or 3 week time frame. You have so much time that you can really just take things slow. I would encourage you to stay, if you decide to travel, stay in any place for at least a week so that you can adjust to jet lag, you can actually enjoy the culture and step outside of your comfort zone of what a standard American vacation would look like, right? I would also encourage you to make sure you're passport is up to date. If you're planning on traveling any point in your sabbatical or your gap year, there are a lot of countries that are going to require you to have at least 6 months of validity on your passport by the time you plan on coming back. So let's say it's 2025, January 1st. Your passport expires December 31st of 2025. If you try to leave America in July or August, a lot of countries will not even let you get on the plane to leave America because they require you to have 6 months before you even leave for you to be valid on your passport, because they don't want you to end up staying and now you don't have an active passport and it's their problem, right? Just make sure your passport is active for 6 months past the duration of your sabbatical. There are also a lot of programs that'll help you plan for your trips. If you do decide to do a gap year, there are websites like Kontiki. They have a lot of trips up there. EF Tours is a great option. They have an adult version that is technically educational foreign tours, and a lot of colleges and middle schools, high schools will use them for their tour operations when they go overseas. But a lot of people don't know there's an adult option, and if you can bring your friends, they'll actually let you travel for free. I think if you bring like 6 or 10 people, then your trip is free. So if you can get all your friends to do a gap year with you, that's the major key right there. There's also companies like Bus About. They go around Asia, Europe, and Northern Africa. You can also always get a trip planner, get a tour guide in advance that you know that's reputable. You can also hostel hop. That's a great option if you're going to be on a budget, because remember, you're probably not getting paid during this time. Or you have the option of just enjoying your space, not going anywhere, and just kind of focusing on yourself. And I'll do another video about like how to spend that time if you're trying to reinvent yourself during your sabbatical. But for right now, talk to your companies, see what they say. They really might surprise you. Leave of absences are so much more common than we're aware of, and a lot of us are missing out on the opportunity to take advantage of it. And last point for this video is, if you decide to do this, eventually you have to come back home, right? Eventually you're gonna dive back into your original life, and you aren't gonna be the same person. Promise you, you will not be the same person that you were when you left, when you come back from a 6-month sabbatical of living your best life, okay? Absolutely not. And if you do, call me, because we got to talk about what you did on the sabbatical, that nothing changed in your wants, your needs, your personality, your style, your habits. Things are going to change, and that's okay. So when you do actually have to go back to your job, take a deep breath. It's going to be a sad day, because for the past few months you've been living in purpose. You've been living with the freedom to control your schedule, your time, who you see, how long you see them, the conversations that you're in, and adjusting back to that. It's okay if you have a little bit of anxiety, especially if you spend a lot of time overseas during your sabbatical. It can take a little while to adjust back into American culture, adjust back into your friends and family group, and it can also be a little, I don't know what the adjective for it would be, but a little daunting, I guess, to see how everyone else's lives move forward without you, especially if you were out of town during your sabbatical, right? It can be a little like, I don't know. It made me a little uncomfortable when I got back, but there's a beauty to that, right? Like, life goes on. But it can be difficult because you have to go back to what you used to really enjoy, and now you have this new perspective. So give yourself some grace, give yourself some time. And if you enjoy your sabbatical that much, when you're down to the last 30 days, start planning how you can make this a part of your regular life. Can you budget so that you can take a sabbatical every 2 to 3 years? Or would you like to leave your work completely? Did you find something new that you want to pursue instead of going back to work? That is also okay. There is no wrong answer because it's your life, okay? But that being said, you will have to do the work to plan out how you can make that transition. So if that's something you're interested in, you can definitely also sign up for one of my courses, or sign up for my workbook, Becoming You, where you'll get the chance to really write all those things down, kind of start planning out who you want to be in the next phase of your life. And I will also help you along the way in that. So if you decide to take a gap year, or you decide to take a sabbatical, definitely let me know in the comments. I'd be thrilled to hear about your experience in the planning phases, or if you've already done it, just because I don't meet a lot of people that have taken advantage of this opportunity, and I'm hoping that I can inspire you to do it, because it's amazing. No regrets. I'll talk more about my experience in another video, but I hope you guys get a chance to do it. And if not, thank you for staying this long anyway, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.